This video is for the 6th grade Fundraiser Commercial Assignment 2 in-text citations. First, what you're going to do is you're going to go to wevideo.com. Make sure you copy the correct spelling. And then from here, what you're going to do is click Login in the top right corner. And then from here, you're going to click on Login with Google. And then you're going to click on your account. If this doesn't appear, then just skip this step. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click Projects up at the top. And then click on Create New Project. And then from here, you're going to give it a title. So for example, you could call it something like Fundraiser Commercial. And then from here, what you're going to do is click on where it says Collaborative, and then click on Next. Also, you can go ahead and X out of this little tab if this appears. If it doesn't appear, not a big deal. And then you're going to click on the group that appears and click on Next. And then you're going to choose your partner's name and click on Next. Click on Next again. And then click on Finish. Next, you're going to click on Start. And then you're going to scroll down in this window that appears. You're going to click on the top option which says Horizontal. And then you're going to click on No Template Blank. Then click on Create. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the A up toward the top left corner, and then click on Motion and More. And that's going to give you a bunch of different text boxes that you can use, and you can scroll down and look through. And so these are all animated text boxes. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you choose a text box that has, enough room to be able to give your facts. So for example, this would be a good one. This might be a good one, whereas like some of the ones on the bottom that only have like one little line would not be a good one. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and choose one of these text boxes. So what I would do is just simply click and drag it into the Video 2 section of the timeline. So I'm just going to do that right now. So click and drag into Video 2. Then what we're going to do is open up a new tab. And in this new tab, we're going to go to Google Drive. So go ahead and click on the 3x3 grid, click on Drive. And then from here, you're going to search for your storyboard template. So if you click up at the top where it says Search Drive, and then just start typing in the word storyboard, then it should appear. So anyway, you'll click on the storyboard template that appears. Make sure it's the one that says Copy Of. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag to highlight your first text here. So the stuff in Scene 1. So click and drag to highlight it. Don't highlight the author and year yet. And then you're going to hit Control-C on your keyboard to copy it. You're going to click back over to WeVideo. Then you're going to click on the text box that you just added, put your pointer on the 3 lines that appear above it, and then you're going to click on the pencil that appears above that. And then from here, what you're going to do is click in the top left text box and then hit Control-V on your keyboard. And then what you can do, if you have multiple text boxes, what you can do is you can split it up. So for example, I'm just going to highlight after the word dogs and then highlight to the end and then hit Control-X on my keyboard to cut it and then put it in the second text box. So I clicked in the second text box and then Control-V to paste it. So it's totally up to you how you want to divide it up, but you've got, depending on what type of style you chose, you have different lines that you can use. Anyway, then what we're going to do is click back over to the storyboard template, and now we're going to highlight the author and the year. Click and drag to highlight, hit Control-C on your keyboard, then you're going to click back over to WeVideo, And then from here, what we're going to do is click in the last text box and you're going to hit Control V on your keyboard. Then what we're going to do next is you'll notice that there's some extra space here. You want to get rid of this extra space, so you can just simply click and drag to highlight the extra space. You want to leave just like one space. 2 spaces is fine, but not a ton of spaces. So click and drag to highlight the extra space. Hit backspace on your keyboard. And then what you want to do is click right before the author's name, do an open parentheses by doing Shift and 9. And then what you want to do is, again, at the end of your citation, so after you've got the year, click after the year, and then do Shift and 0, and that's going to do close parentheses. So now we've got our first fact. We can change the font size if you want. To do that, you would click on Manual. This is totally optional. And then you would be able to type in a different number. So let's say I just did, 50, and then hit Enter. But it's up to you. You don't have to change the font size if you don't want to. Anyway, so then what you can also do, again, optional, you can change the colors by clicking on any of these colors. And see, it changed the color of the line, and if I wanted to change the color of the text, I can click on that, and it, again, changes the color of the text. So, again, optional. Then what you're going to do is click on Done Editing. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the text box. You're going to hit Control-C on your keyboard to copy the text box. Then you're going to click and drag this blue playhead to go to the end of the first text box. And you're going to hit Control-V on your keyboard to paste it. So then what you're going to do is click on the second text box, put your pointer on the 3 lines that appear above it, and then click on the pencil to edit it. So then from here, you'll click back over to your storyboard template and click and drag to highlight the text in Scene 2, hit Control-C on your keyboard to copy it, and then click back over to WeVideo. And then you can go ahead and click and drag to highlight the text that's already there on the left, and then hit Control-V on your keyboard and it'll paste it over the old text. Again, if you want to, you can just, again, split up your text, and then you want to make sure also that you keep the citation, because the citation should be the same. So, for example, we had ASPCA 2016, so now we've got that information there. Again, if you want to change the size, click on Manual and change the size. Colors, again, right there, and then click on Done Editing. Then what you're going to do is add another text box, so we can just simply click on the second one again, and then hit Control-C on your keyboard. Again, drag the playhead so that it goes at the end of the second text box, and then hit Control-V on your keyboard to paste it. You're going to click back over to your storyboard template, and then you're going to click and drag. I recommend just click and drag to highlight the first line of the Scene 3, and then hit Control-C. Click back over to WeVideo, and then you'll click on the third text box, put your pointer on the lines that appear there, and the pencil, click the pencil that appears above it. And then just click and drag to highlight the information in the top left text box and hit Control-V on your keyboard, and that's going to paste that information. From here, you'll click back over to the storyboard template, click and drag to highlight the second line of your scene text, hit Control-C on your keyboard, click back to WeVideo, and then you'll just highlight what's there in the next text box and hit Control-V on your keyboard. And then click on Done Editing. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add another text box. Instead of copying and pasting a text box, what we're going to do is we're going to choose one that has 3 lines for this last one, and then click and drag it down. Then what you're going to do is click on that last text box, put your pointer on the lines, and then click the pencil to edit it. And then what you're going to do next is click back over to your storyboard template. You're going to click and drag to highlight the first line of your Scene 4. Hit Control-C on your keyboard, click back over to WeVideo, click in the top left text box, and then hit Control-V on your keyboard. Then you'll click back over to your storyboard template. This time we're going to highlight the second line of your scene 4. Hit Control-C on your keyboard to copy it. Click back over to WeVideo, and then click in the next text box and hit Control-V on your keyboard to paste it. Click back over to your storyboard template. You're going to click and drag to highlight the last line of scene 4. Hit Control-C on your keyboard. Click back over to WeVideo, and then click in your last space, your last text box, and then hit Control-V on your keyboard. Again, if you want to change the size, you click on Manual, and then you can choose a different size. So for example, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller to match the rest of them. So I'm going to do, for example, size 100 and hit Enter. So now it kind of matches a little bit better. And again, you have the option to do the different colors. So for example, I want to maybe stick with my yellow and red theme, so I can choose different colors. And then click on Done Editing. And if I want to watch the whole thing, I can click and drag to rewind the playhead to 0 and hit play. And then I'll be able to see everything that I've created. And that's it.